How's it going, everybody? Hope you're having a wonderful day. And I just want to give my really quick thoughts on Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'll start with spoiler free, and then I'll do a little bit of spoilers a little bit later. So you have been warned. Yeah, I absolutely loved it. I think this is easily the best Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. The cinematography was so good. The action was really good. The swing, it was like almost as good as Amazing Spider-Man 2 swinging. Just from a visual standpoint, it's such a step up. And then from a writing standpoint, it really hit hard, man. There's some really good character drama in this. And some really good characterization of Spider-Man, Punisher, Hulk, even the Hulk's not even in it that much. Like, it's really good. And I really enjoyed it. So, that's just a short version. So now I'm going to a little bit of spoilers stuff. So you have been warned if you haven't seen the movie yet to go watch it. So jumping into spoilers. So kind of the big question of this movie was, who is Sadie Sink playing? And I think pretty much everyone figured it out that she was going to be Jean Grey. Because, I mean, like, she's a redhead, like, what other character would it be? Why are they hiding it so much? And then I saw online some journalists casually spoiled it at the world premiere of the movie. Like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? How'd you even get that job? Yeah, so kind of the plot of this movie is that Peter Parker's isolated himself for, I think, 3 or 4 years from his friends, and so now the spider side of him is kind of taking over now, and his powers are getting stronger. Like, his sensors are extremely heightened. He has organic webbing now. I think he's even stronger than he was before. People thought from the trailer we might be getting Man-Spider. He doesn't turn to Man-Spider in this movie. That doesn't happen. And then Spider-Man ends up encountering this mysterious threat who is, like, jumping person to person, like, possessing them, which turns out to be Jean Grey. So Spider-Man's going after her, and then, you know, Jean Grey starts, like kind of going after Spider-Man's levels. Like, she goes after Zendaya's character, MJ, which, that retcon's so dumb. Just, her character was Michelle Jones, and now they kind of retcon her into being Mary Jane, and it's stupid. Because they realized from the point, it's like, we should just cast her as Mary Jane in the first place. Because that's who we made her into now. Anyway, I'm rambling. Yeah, so she's going after her, and then Spider-Man goes to get her, and then, like, there's, like, this really, like, emotional, like, scene where, like, they kiss, and then she remembers everything, but it's a trick from Jean Grey, and then she makes MJ jump off a building. What's yeah, that's pretty intense, Jean. I'll talk about the Punisher a little bit, because if you remember, I did make a video about my concerns about him being in this movie, but after watching the movie, I really liked how they used him. I liked his dynamic with Spider-Man. John Bernthal and Tom Holland have really great chemistry. Clear that they're actually friends, like, in real life, so it really shows here. Like, they have really good chemistry. And Punisher, well, it's a PG-13 movie. Punisher is a little bit nerfed, but I think it's fine in this movie because there's not really scenes where Punisher's just going around, like, shooting people. So I think it works. And then the other MCU character, of course, is the Hulk. And he's in it for probably less than 10 minutes. Like, if you've watched, like, the marketing stuff, you've seen basically all of his scenes. Like, he has the one scene with Peter in the university where they're talking about, like, suppressing DNA and, like, what's good and bad and stuff like that, which is a really good conversation. And then obviously the big fight with the Hulk, which all of the trailers have been showing. They basically almost showed the entire fight. But yeah, it was a really good fight, though. It was really entertaining. I really like how they ended it, too, with Spider-Man not really beating Hulk, but more just, like, getting him to kind of calm down. Hulk just kind of falls off the building. And as he's going to a psych ward or something like that, so hopefully the next time we see MCU Hulk, we actually get some really good Hulk characterization, because from what they showed here for the brief time he's in it was really good. So then we get to the big climax of the movie where Spider-Man has given Jean over to custody to Department of Damage Control, and then he finds out, oh wait, Jean was looking for her sister this whole time. I made a mistake. I have to fix it. So he goes there, fights his way through. Jean finds out her sister's dead. So, like, her, like, powers, like, massively increase and creates this, like, big, like, field, like, around the island that she's on. And Punisher, being Punisher, is like, you know, I just need to take the threat out before it gets worse. So he goes up onto a rooftop to start building a sniper rifle while Spider-Man fights the Hand and then kind of embraces his new powers. And then goes and confronts her, and then is like, sounds like, hey, Jean, you're not a killer. You want to kill this guy, like the head of Damage Control, who actually is an X-Men character in the comics, too. I mean, though she did make like an old guy kind of walk in front of a speeding car, so I think Jean probably already killed someone in this movie, and that's just completely random, dude. This killing this guy is a lot more justified because he killed her sister, and he's probably experimenting on a bunch more mutants we don't even know about. But I get what they're trying to go for, and then Jean goes into Spider-Man's mind, and then she's in the position because they kind of showed this flashback kind of throughout the movie of Aunt May talking to Spider-Man about like how this can get really scary, and I think this is supposed to be right after she finds out who Spider-Man is, because he still has the paper bag on the ground saying like this is for you from Tony Stark, I think. So I think it is after that scene, so we actually do kind of get the scene of after Aunt May finds out and she's like really supportive of him. But yeah, Jean kind of puts herself in that spot, and MJ's words really inspire her, so she's not gonna kill him, but Frank pulls the trigger anyway, and Peter senses it, and then he gets in the way and he stops the bullet. He gets shot. I thought they would actually just straight up kill Spider-Man because like I don't know. I mean, what Tom Holland wants to do. Like I feel like every interview he gives an opinion on if he wants to keep being Spider-Man or not. Like he's taking the hospital, and they and like Punisher's carrying the hospital, and they do that shot from the Civil War comic of Punisher carrying like a bloody Spider-Man. They do that a lot. This movie, like they'll like recreate comic covers and scenes, which is really nice. Like they show a lot of them in the trailer. Like Amazing Fantasy is another one they did. They did one with Tombstone, which I was a little disappointed that Tombstone's barely in this movie because I was kind of hoping he'd actually be like the main villain. But he's literally just in the opening montage, and like that's it. Same with like Boomerang and Tarantula, and these other villains are all like the action figure stuff. They're barely in the movie. Scorpion is the one we get the most of. We actually get like a couple fights with Scorpion, and yeah, I'm really happy that Michael Mando actually finally got to play that role, which it was nice to see him. They completely omit how he gets the suit, like the whole Jonah pays for a thing. They none of that's in their young Alien Scorpion's backstory. He's just Scorpion now, and that's that. I think this is where Claire was supposed to have her cameo, because Rosario Dawson, who plays Claire in the Marvel Netflix shows, is the night nurse. She was supposed to be in this movie, but she says her scene was cut. I think this is the one it was supposed to be cut. Or this is where it was supposed to be, and it was cut out. Because, like, but yeah, like, all of New York, like, kind of unites and helps Spider-Man recovers. Which, that hit me, man. That was just, like, because that's the audience right there. Like, that's, like, we all love Spider-Man, and, like, and kind of, like, we, like, kind of see ourselves in that crowd, like, cheering on Spider-Man and hoping that he gets better. And then he wakes up, and then Frank's like, don't worry, I got you covered. Your identity's not compromised. Like I said, I think Claire's probably the one who took care of him. Because, you know, dealing with superheroes is kind of her specialty. And the nice scene with Peter and Frank's kind of, like, tearing up a bit, saying Peter's okay, and he, like, apologizes for shooting him. But he's like, no, I got you covered. So Peter just puts on regular clothes. No one knows it's him. And my entire theater was laughing at this. Frank puts on the Spider-Man mask and gloves and, like, opens the window, like, waves at the crowd, so the crowd sees Spider-Man's okay, and Peter can just walk out. Then Peter knows a kid who, like, does, like, the hand gesture at him, and Peter does it back. So that kid, I think, does know that's Spider-Man, but, you know, he's going to keep it secret. It's a little Spider-Man 2-esque. Where some people know who it is, but, you know, they're going to keep it a secret. There's just always a thing I like about Spider-Man is when kind of regular civilians kind of realize it's, like, he really is just another guy. And then, like, the last little bit's, like, a really nice shot of Peter sitting on a rooftop and watching a sunrise because it's a brand new day. Jean's on a bus going to upstate New York, I think, so there's her X-Men set up. Then Peter's at the flower shop he's been visiting throughout the whole movie. So he got flowers for Aunt May's grave. And he sees Ned in there, and he goes and probably introduces himself, and then they do their handshake. They've done all the other movies. Because, like, Ned's muscle memory kicks in, and then Ned kind of looks up and kind of realizes, like, oh, I know this guy, and he's Spider-Man. As the movie ends, and then for the post-credits scene, we get the Spidey tracker thing, which has been through the movie, which is another joke my audience laughed at, was when Spider-Man's talking to Punisher on the phone. He's like, how you track me? Punisher's like, I got my ways. And then it just shows he has the Spider-Man tracker app open. My whole crowd laughed at that. It was hilarious. Yeah, and he's tracking a new Spider-Man from space. Which, there's been rumors for a while for Avengers Doomsday that the Spider-Man in that movie is not going to be Tom Holland. It's going to be, like, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. So I guess that's our kind of tease. that we are going to get a new, like a different Spider-Man from the multiverse into Doomsday, which we'll see what they do with them. Anyway, those are all the spoiler stuff I want to talk about. But overall, really enjoyed the movie. And for Spider-Man 5, because I mean, they're going to do, this movie's already making so much goddamn money, like already, and it's only been one day. If the contract is he always has to team up with another MCU character, please God have Daredevil. Like, come on, man. A Spider-Man Daredevil movie just makes sense. And if this is going to be post-Secret Wars, they'll probably do the Black Suit Saga. We can finally get a proper Black Suit adaptation where he gets it during Secret Wars. That'd be nice. So, like, I really hope he gets the Black Suit in Secret Wars and it carries over. For villains, Kingpin's probably my top choice then if we're going to have Daredevil. But what would you like to see in Spider-Man 5? And what would you think of Brand New Day? Let me in the comments below. And be sure to like and subscribe. Have a great day. See ya.